Welcome to A Taste of Her, Sweet and Spicy Sapphic Short Stories by Tiana Warner. Call me Blue. I smooth my black jacket, fix the angle of my cap, and plaster a smile on my face as the town car rolls to a stop in front of me. I open the back door, extending a hand to help the elderly man get out. Welcome to the Cedarwood, sir. When you're a kid, everyone loves to ask you what you want to be when you grow up. My answer changed from year to year. Dog trainer, teacher, bookshop owner, fashion designer. I never guessed where I would end up at 21 years old. I am the door person at a 5-star hotel in downtown Vancouver. Not just any 5-star hotel. This is the fanciest one in the city. Celebrities stay here, presidents and prime ministers stay here, and sometimes locals do, just to say that they have. My job is straightforward. Greet guests as they arrive and depart, help them to and from their cars, make sure they don't get rained on, and otherwise do whatever they ask. At the Cedarwood, no matter who you are, you get treated as if you're the most important person ever to stay here. It's not my dream career, but I don't know what my dream is, so this will have to do for now. That's how I end up with all of my jobs, by asking myself what feels right for now. Enjoy your stay, I tell the elderly man, offering a bow as he walks past me into the lobby. He nods and slaps a 20 into my palm. The job has its perks. I'm about to shut the door and return to my post when the glint of diamonds catches my eye across the lobby. I stop breathing. Blue Rivers, action hero, queer icon, activist, and the most gorgeous woman I have ever met, is striding toward me. She's strong, tall, fair-skinned, with scarlet hair styled in loose waves and dark eyes accented with smoky eyeshadow. She's wearing a green suit that weakens my knees. The glint of diamonds is coming from a pendant settled deep in the V-neck. Everything about her is so perfectly put together that her celebrity status is obvious at first glance. Normal people don't look or dress like this. Normal people aren't so stunning that they make me forget to breathe. The elderly man and the smattering of other people in the lobby all turn their heads to watch her pass, not subtle about it. A deep frown tugs Blue's features downward, but when she sees me, her face transforms. She casts me a dazzling smile, and by the time she's a stride away, my heart starts beating again. I open the door and let her through. "Thank you, Tess," she says. I grin back. Not everyone acknowledges me as they pass. Some people nod, some comment on how they don't often see a woman doing this job, and some get angry if I don't open the door exactly the way they would have liked me to. But Miss Rivers, she smiles at me in a way that nobody has ever smiled at me. She calls me by my name, talks to me while she's waiting for her ride, asks me about my life, and tells me what's happened during her visit. She's been staying here for 10 days, and I look forward to every time she comes and goes. How can I assist you, Miss Rivers?" I ask, tripping over my tongue. I step outside with her to stand on the curb, where she draws a deep breath of fresh air. She stands strategically behind a planter, letting it block the passing pedestrian's view of her. Her frown from a moment ago is lingering beneath the forced smile. If she were a friend, I would ask what's wrong. But she exists on an entirely different plane than me, so far from a friend that it's laughable for the word to even enter my mind. "Honey, please call me Blue," she says, the same thing she's told me all week. Because she's so sweet and gregarious that I'm almost ready to believe that we are friends. She touches my lower back, just for a second, and the sensation her hand leaves behind sends a wave of pleasure to my fingers and toes. "Hey, the brunch you recommended yesterday was to die for," she says, standing close. "Thanks for that. But I'm not so sure about that seawall walk afterwards." My gut twists with the realization that I might have led her astray. Why not? 5 minutes into the walk, I almost got run over by an angry cyclist. Then it happened again a few minutes later. I suppress a laugh. By any chance, were you walking in the bike lane? There was a bike lane? I let my laugh break free. Her answering smile is so gorgeous that it knocks me off balance. God, I'm helpless around her. It's a nice park, though, she says. So you still get a few points for that recommendation. Oh, good. I put a hand over my heart. Okay, for today's recommendation, nothing close to a bike lane. How do you feel about tulips? Blue laughs. Go on. She cocks an eyebrow, irresistibly charming. Oh, you know what? Never mind, I say with mock sadness. There's a horse-drawn carriage at the Tulip Festival that you'd be a danger to. If you can't figure out a bike lane, I'd hate to see. Hey! She playfully flicks the cap on my head. It goes askew, and she reaches back up to reposition it gently atop my curls. This looks super cute on you, Tess. The uniform. I like it. My throat seems to close. It takes me a moment to choke out a response. Thanks. Talking to her like this, like we have been for the last few days, makes me wonder what would have happened if we'd met under any other circumstances. What if she were a normal person, and we'd met in a coffee shop? I've been exploring different scenarios as I lay in bed each night, going over our conversations. It's easy to picture myself with her, holding her hand, making her laugh, kissing her, running my hands over her curves, the way she's looking at me, biting her lip. I swear she can read my thoughts. I clear my throat, forcing my mind away from that totally inappropriate place. I actually used to work at that festival, and I can confirm that the horse carriages are far away from the pedestrians, so I think you'd be safe there. She faces me fully. You worked at a tulip festival? Yeah, I drove one of the carriages. Blue searches me with her dark eyes. You're an interesting person, Tess. Heat rises in my cheeks. Did the actual Blue Rivers just call me interesting? I shrug. I wouldn't say that. I'm just someone who can't make up her mind about careers. Blue tugs her suit jacket and wiggles her shoulders, as if uncomfortable. Tell me about it. What? You think about career changes? I ask, surprised. She tilts her head. This life was chosen for me by my parents. Sometimes I don't know how much I like it. It's stressful, tiring, and very lonely. I've heard it gets lonely. I study her, finding the layer of sadness beneath this perfectly put-together exterior. It's something about her posture, defeated, and the way her smile flickers between genuine and forced as she talks to me. What would you do instead? I ask. Blue's eyebrows pinch together as she looks at me, her gaze searching. I'm sorry, I say with a start, like I've been caught breaking the law. I'm overstepping. Please don't let me hold you up. Would you like me to call for I want to be a teacher, she says quietly. Elementary school, I think. I let out a breath, trying not to be so tense. She must think I'm uptight. You'd be a good one. The kids would love you. Blue opens her mouth, closes it, then looks straight ahead. My heart is beating fast for some reason. A black car pulls up, and an older woman rolls down the rear window. Automatically, I step forward to help her get out. I'm not getting out, she barks, waving me off like a fly. Hurry up, Blue, we're late. She says this like it's Blue's fault. Blue casts me an apologetic look as she walks to the other side of the car. I hurry after her to help her get in. She stops me with a gentle hand on my wrist before I can open the door. What time are you done your shift? She whispers, her breath tickling my lips. My heart stumbles. She smells minty and fresh, and my imagination goes to a place where I can taste her more thoroughly. I feel like I shouldn't answer. Am I allowed to share details about my shifts? It's like there's an implied rule that guests should think of me as part of the hotel, not a human being with a life outside of this. But my lips move before I can stop myself. 9 o'clock. She nods. There's a pause. Standing an inch from me, she opens her mouth and then turns to the car door. No. What was she going to say? Why did she ask me when I'm off? Remembering my duty, I jump forward to open the car door for her. She already has her fingers around the handle, so I end up grabbing her hand. Sorry, I'm sorry. My face is burning. Her gaze catches on mine, and the faintest smile tugs at her lips. She turns her hand, palm up, and laces her fingers through mine as if I'm helping her to get into the car. She holds my hand for longer than needed, her thumb making a little circle. My head spins, my brain slow to process what's happening. Buckle up, and let's go. The woman beside her barks. We've got lunch with Steven before the fitting, and he wants you to look at this script. Tell me what you think. I think it's trash, but we might have to take it. See you later, Tess. Blue murmurs, holding my gaze. Her eyes are pleading for help, but I can't do a thing about it. Enjoy your day, Blue. Her lips twist into a sad smile. I wish I could whisk her back into the hotel, and we could order room service, watch movies, and float in the swimming pool all afternoon. Instead, I shut the car door and step back. As the driver takes Blue away from me with that awful woman who must be her manager or publicist, I take deep breaths to calm my racing heart. What was all of that about? Why did she take my hand, stand so close, and ask when I'm off? It's absurd of me to even consider this, but is she flirting with me? I smooth my jacket and return to my post. No, I'm being hopeful and jumping to conclusions. Blue Rivers isn't interested in me. She's my celebrity crush, and way out of my league. I must be mistaking kindness for flirting. It's the only explanation. At the end of my shift, I head to the staff lounge where I change out of my uniform and gather my stuff at a snail's pace. Blue still hasn't returned, and by 9:15 p.m., I can't stall any longer. It's time to go home. I'm about to head to the parkade when Nick at the front desk pokes his head into the staff lounge. Tess, can you bring this up to room 2205? I just got a call, and she requested that you do it. He's holding one of the complimentary toiletry bags we give to all guests. My heart skips. Blue Rivers? Yeah. I don't know why she asked for you specifically, or why she needs this. Celebs are weird. She wants me to bring this to her room? Yes, he says slowly and clearly. Room 2205. I take the embroidered rose gold bag and master key and walk to the elevators in a daze. On the ride up, I check my reflection. My white lace top is sitting nicely, my wide-leg jeans are as cute as ever, and my boots are dirt-free. I look tired from the long shift, so I rummage in my bag for makeup. A dusting of powder helps. I have time to take out my bun and set my curls free before the elevator door opens. My feet move on their own as I walk down the hall. My heart is hammering against my ribs. I knock. Nobody answers, of course. She hasn't returned yet. I let myself inside and put the toiletry bag on the bathroom counter. God, this suite is gorgeous. Everything glistens, and there are crystals embedded in the floor. I chew my lip. Was that all Blue wanted? Am I overthinking this? I should leave before she gets back. I could get fired if someone finds out I'm lingering in a guest's room. And then there's the fact that I'm here because I must think there is some chance that Blue Rivers is interested in me. As if she would be interested in a porter. There's no reason a well-established celebrity would be into a girl who can't even figure out what she wants to do with her life. Ugh, what am I doing? I have to get out of here. I make for the door, my pulse racing. If I can go down the stairs, maybe I won't run into her in the elevator. My hand is on the knob when the lock clicks. I gasp, my hand automatically going to my heart. The door opens and Blue Rivers steps inside. Hi, I say in a rush. I brought you. I'm sorry I'm still in here. Blue shuts the door and walks past me, not meeting my eye. For an absurd second, it's like I'm invisible. Then she puts her purse on the TV stand and faces me. This is my last night here. There's a flash of something new in her expression. Is that nervousness? I absorb her words, and my heart sinks. Oh, I've liked talking to you during your stay. She reaches behind her neck to unclasp the diamond pendant, and my gaze drops to it deep in her cleavage before she takes it off and sets that down too. She steps closer to me. Same. My breath catches. If she steps any closer, I might lose strength in my knees. Talking to you earlier made me realize a few things, she says. First, that I want to take more control over my career. Second, remember what I said about one of the problems with this life? That it's stressful and lonely? I say, my mouth dry. She nods, swallows. Her gaze traces over me from my hair to my boots. You looked hot in the uniform, but I think I like you in normal clothes even better. Hot? She thinks I'm hot? I try to thank her, but I can't get any words out. Tess. She seems to struggle with what to say next, biting her lip. Something inside my chest erupts, making it hard to breathe. What did you have in mind for tonight? I whisper. She's so close that I can smell the sweet strawberry scent on her lips. Is there anything you would like to do? My lips tug into a smile. I can think of a few things. She leans in, and finally, with a wave of cool relief, I can't deny what's happening for another second. I close the distance, lifting my hands to her hair. Our lips meet, and I'm surprised by the heat of the kiss. We both move eagerly, our breaths coming fast, our lips and tongues quick. I'm so lightheaded that I'm sure I would have lost my balance if she weren't holding me firmly against her. Her hands run through my curls, sending a shiver through me. I part her lips with my tongue, tasting her, and she's as sweet as I imagined, like a strawberry smoothie. It makes me moan, and I kiss her deeper. Her hands are firm as they wander over the bare skin at my waist, sending a ripple of pleasure low inside me. I let my fingers roam down her suit. It's softer than I'd imagined. I hook my fingers into the deep V, and she lets out a breath. I unbutton it carefully. It's probably more expensive than everything I own. We undress each other, our fingers fumbling with all the zippers and buttons. She turns my shirt and jeans inside out. I try to remove her suit more carefully, but she hisses, taking over to shrug out of it and drop it on the floor. I'm frozen in place as I take in Blue's gorgeous body. I've seen her half naked in movies before, but this is so different. This is real. She pushes me onto the bed and climbs on top of me. She kisses my neck, chest, and leans down to suck my nipples. I gasp, making fists in her hair. We explore each other's bodies with our hands and mouths, experimenting with what makes each other gasp. I'm dizzy, wet, aching for more. I roll us over before she can resist, making her laugh. Spread beneath me, her red hair tangled across the pillows, she casts a teasing half smile. Seeing that expression on her is enough to make my insides burn with need. I graze my fingers gently down her stomach. She moans, parting her legs for me. I bite my lip, making myself go slowly. You tease, she whispers, closing her eyes. The number of times I imagined bringing you up here this week? She grabs my hips, holding me close. I can't tell you how glad I am that you did. I murmur into her neck. Her hand wanders low, and when she slides a finger between my legs, I gasp, my eyelids fluttering shut. I glide 2 fingers between her folds, savoring the way she trembles beneath me. I kiss her lips softly, stifling her moans, and I can't help rocking my hips as she rubs between my legs. I get lost in her, forgetting where we are, and forgetting all of the reasons why I thought this would never happen. Her hand moves faster, and her breaths become hitched, and my gentle kisses on her neck and shoulders turn into bites. "This okay?" I ask between hitched breaths, nipping her earlobe. "You're so fucking good," she whispers, her breath caressing my neck. I lock her lips in a deep kiss, my insides burning as her fingers toy with me. "Inside," she stammers, "harder." I slide 2 fingers inside her, and she cries out, writhing beneath me. Her free hand hooks around the back of my neck, holding me firmly. "Harder," she says again. I obey, drinking in the irresistible sight of her beneath me, her flushed cheeks, the sheen of sweat on her heaving chest, her bouncing breasts, the little crease between her eyebrows. Her hand grows slick as she continues to pleasure me back, and I grind on her fingers, losing control. "Tess, oh God, don't stop." "Close," I murmur. "Yeah," she says, the word a whimper. "Same." Our fingers quicken, our hips rock. Blue cries out, a shiver rolling through her body. Her ecstasy tips me over the edge and I gasp, climaxing with her. I lose strength in my arms as the waves of pleasure overtake me, the sensation so intense that I can't help crying out. I bury my face in her neck, screaming into the pillow. My mind seems to disconnect from my body in a long moment of bliss. As we come down, I roll off her, catching my breath. We're both sweaty. Her hair is a tangled mess, and it's a beautiful sight. Gazing at the crystal ceiling, I murmur, "I can't believe you get to stay in hotels this nice. Maybe if I actually picked a career and stuck with it, I could afford to stay somewhere like this one day instead of just working here." Maybe. I'm saying the words, but I don't believe them. I like trying odd jobs. It's possible that my dream job is exactly what I'm doing. Besides, if I'd picked a conventional career and stuck to it, I probably wouldn't be naked with blue rivers right now. I meet her gaze again. She lifts a shoulder. "It's all superficial. Who cares about chocolates on the pillow and complimentary slippers? None of that matters." I shuffle around to face her, propped up on one hand. "What does matter?" She searches my face, a little smile tugging at her lips. "People, experiences, nights like this." I lean in and kiss her full lips, my heart expanding. Whatever happens from here, she's right. This is a night I'll never forget. The end. If you liked this story, you'll like the book, From Fan to Forever, an age gap celebrity romance with spice. Find the link in the episode description. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to support these stories, and so you never miss a new release. You can find all of Tiana Warner's Sapphic romance books on her website at tianawarner.com.